Hello and welcome to a new video here on my channel here at commaik. The time has finally come. I can finally pour the concrete foundation for my new outdoor kitchen. In a few days the concrete pump will arrive and there's still quite a bit to do beforehand. In addition to building the formwork and reinforcing it, there are a few small things that still need to be prepared. I'll take you along with me for this. Stay tuned, we're about to get started. Here, on this 8x4 meter area, the new terrace with the outdoor kitchen will be built. Right next to the pool. This area will be stabilized with a concrete slab. The slab will be about 20 to 30 centimeters thick. In the coming days, the whole thing will be handled by a company because I don't have the materials or tools myself to do the necessary prep work. A border will be set along the sides, then the reinforcement will be installed, and finally, in a few days, the big concrete pump will come, the large mixer, and they'll fill the whole thing up with concrete. Once that's done, I can finally start building the outdoor kitchen as well as the garden shed in the neighboring area. At the same time, the rest of the hollow blocks in the pool behind will also be filled. To the east of the new terrace, a garden house is being built. Here, an aviary and an animal shelter are planned. I've already set up the formwork for this area using boards about 20 to 25 centimeters high along the sides. The area is 4x4 meters and will also be poured with concrete. The preparation work took almost 5 hours. The base areas were first covered with a sheet of plastic to prevent the concrete from losing moisture too quickly downward. Next came a spacer, followed by the first reinforcement mesh, the crossbar that keeps the second mesh at a distance, and the second mesh that lies on top here. You can see at the edges there's still a bit of space, at least towards the back. The preparation of the foundation here at the garden kitchen was a bit more elaborate. To contain the concrete, a formwork was first constructed. No boards were used for this, but rather curbstones. The curbstones were laid out in a straight line over here towards the south and then come back to my walkway. The difference in height is about 4 to 5 centimeters because I want the foundation, this edge, something like a terrace board or a terrace slab or similar, is supposed to go on top there. Here too, the same setup. A sheet to seal everything off at the bottom, the spacer for the first mesh, the crossbars to raise everything, and then a second mesh. When the concrete pump arrives in a few days, the concrete will simply be poured in with the pump, relatively liquid because the travel distances here are quite long. And then at the end, another mesh will be embedded, which I am currently still keeping in storage. The access points, like my pipe here for wastewater or the cable duct, my empty cable conduits, which run here under the walkway to the house, as well as over here. My 2 empty conduits, including the water pipe, were carefully cut out. The concrete can now simply be poured in. All in all, I expect a total volume here of about 10 to 13 cubic meters. The remaining concrete left over from setting the edges has already been poured into the pool steps. As you can see here, the second and third steps have been completely filled. The upper area has also been filled quite well by now. That will save me on quantities when the pump arrives. And above all, I avoid the risk that when filling the upper area, the concrete gets pushed downwards and then rises back up through the steps. Because the entire area is open within itself. The concrete can flow everywhere within the landing and the stairs. Now the whole thing can dry. Today is Monday and the concrete pump is expected on Thursday early in the morning. I'm really excited that things are finally moving forward here. And as soon as the pump arrives, I'll set up the camera again and take you along. the beautiful music. The two large foundations have been completed. The concrete pump has pumped in a good 13 cubic meters of relatively liquid concrete. At the moment, there's still a thin sheet of plastic on the concrete to protect it from drying out, so it can dry slowly and evenly. The wall on the south side of the pool has also been completely filled. The same goes for the stairs and the landing. Now I can finally start plastering the interior walls. I had the remaining amount of ordered concrete poured between the coping stones and the future terrace. This area was going to be filled in later anyway. And before the rest gets thrown away or ends up somewhere else, it fits perfectly here for me. The foundation for the garden shed has also been covered, and I hope that in 3 to 4 days I can already start building the garden shed. The foundation won't be fully dried by then, but it will support both me and the garden shed. If you don't want to miss that, as well as the construction of the garden kitchen and the completion of my pool, then subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of the upcoming videos. I hope you enjoyed this video and give me a thumbs up, a like. Otherwise, as always, I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye. Subtitles commissioned by ZDF Funk.